gonna have Jacqueline go with me, that way she can hold and label as I check,
With
because
the
I couldn't
names,
do it
yeah,
yesterday.
right now it's like numbers.
Mhm.
That's probably
Yeah,
smart.
it was, and there's some that just don't work.
Some of them seem thicker, right? When you're messing with the
Cunning. Oh, he does? Cash request.
awkward silence. Oh, you got a quorum. And, you know, Madam Mayor, I'd start the meeting. Joel hasn't responded. Danny will be here. Oh, perfect. Okay. And Danny will be here at 6:25.
There's traffic. City lights, street lights.
Good game. What was his final? You guys won.
11-1.
Oh, wow. Wow. Mercy?
Scored 7 in the last inning.
Is it Mercy?
No, last inning, he scored 7. He scored 7 in the last inning.
Because 10 runs is Mercy, right?
10 after something like that. We scored 7 in the last inning, so. Someone got done at home.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Frank, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
It'd be my pleasure. Please join me. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we'll have the invocation by Reverend Peggy Ventress.
I stand before you in yellow and blue for our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine. Lord, we pray for the power to be gentle, the strength to be forgiven, the patience to be understanding, and the endurance to accept the consequences of holding to what we believe to be right. May we put our trust in the power of good to overcome evil and the power of love to overcome hatred. We pray for the vision to see and the faith to believe in a world emancipated from violence, a new world where fear shall no longer lead men and women to commit injustice, nor selfishness to make them bring suffering to others. Help us to devote our whole life and thought and energy to the task of making peace, praying always for the inspiration and the power to fulfill the destiny for which we and all men and women were created. Amen. I invite anyone who is of a mind to visit a peace walk. We have the Morongo Basin Peace Walk, which happens to be next to the church that I'm pastor for, but it isn't about the church. It's about all of us. And it's open all the time. There are no gates. There's nothing to stop you from going and walking a labyrinth and saying something for peace.
Thank you. Roll call.
Councilmember Klink,
Here.
Councilmember Bildering,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Wright,
Here.
Mayor Ogilvy.
Present.
Councilmember Mintz will arrive at about 6:20, 6:25.
Okay. We had no closed session, so there are no announcements. Any changes to the agenda?
Well, Madam Mayor, the only potential change, I guess, would be, our public hearing will be at 6:30. So depending on the timing of the meeting, we may have to go with item number 11 before item number 10.
Okay. All right. These proceedings may be viewed on demand of the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going to our website and clicking on the the meeting agendas link. Awards, presentations, appointments, and proclamations.
Bonds in first. Feathers in first. All right. I don't know why I say fawn. Oh, how you doing? Let me get this mic down here like that. So what we want you to do first, this is for cash for trash. Can you tell us the area you cleaned up? Go ahead, you got talking to the mic.
We cleaned up 29 Palms Highway and Seneca.
Okay. And you know like how many bags you got, or
We filled up the whole truck.
a whole truck? A lot of trash, huh? All right, you was working hard. You do those animals too? All right, good to go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you got to get the money now. So on behalf of Burtech and the city, we want to present you with these checks for your hard work and dedication. So thank you for keeping 29 beautiful. All right? All right.
I have a question. Did your dad help you? Did your dad help? He was just out there? Yeah. Mom did it? Yeah. I'm not surprised. I bet.
Thank you. And we have a proclamation proclaiming March 2022 as Women's History Month, and I will read it. Whereas every March, Women's History Month provides an opportunity to honor the generations of trailblazing women and girls who have built our nation, shaped our progress, and strengthened our character as people. And whereas through our history, despite hardships, exclusions, and discrimination, women have strived and sacrificed for equality, equity, and equality in communities across the country. Generations of Native American women were stewards of the land and continue to lead the fight for climate justice. Black women fought the end of slavery, advocate for civil rights, and passed the Voting Rights Act. Suffragists helped pass the 19th Amendment to the Constitution so that no American could be denied a vote on the basis of sex. And whereas women and girls continue to lead groundbreaking civil rights movements for social justice and freedom so that everyone can realize the full promise of America. And whereas this Women's History Month, as we reflect on the achievements and on women and girls across the centuries and pay tribute to the pioneers who have paved the way, let us recommit to fight and to help realize the deeply American vision of a more equal society where every person has a shot at pursuing the American dream. In doing so, we will advance economic growth, our health and safety, and the security of our nation and the world. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of 29 Palms and the City of 29 Palms does hereby proclaim March 2022 as Women's History Month and invite you to learn more about this vital contribution of women to our nation's history, dated the 8th of March, 2022. Mayor Carmeletto Gilby. All right. Council's comments and reports of meetings attended. Councilmember Klink.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to today wish everybody in the Morongo Basin, especially here in 29 Palms, a happy birthday if you're celebrating your birthday this month. So happy birthday, everyone. No meetings.
Also, no meetings. Happy birthday to everybody, and especially to my youngest. She's 11 going on 22, but, you know, I appreciate her. She's the last one, so I'm going to enjoy these last 10 years, I guess, with her. So, thank you.
Thank you. I went to base and we did a presentation to the Marina the Quarter and NCO the Quarter. I don't remember the organization.
It's the YMCA,
Yeah,
ASYMCA.
Armed Forces YMCA. They recognize a Marina the Quarter and NCO the Quarter. And so I went to that, and the lunch was really good. So, yeah, I appreciated it. So it was a good time. And just want to wish everybody a happy birthday that's got a birthday. my sister's birthday's coming up, so happy birthday to Angie. And that's it. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. And so you enjoyed that burger, huh?
No, I got to switch for chicken.
Yes, I did not attend any meetings this turn, and though I would like to wish everyone who was born in the month of March a happy birthday, to include my brother who's no longer with us. So happy birthday, Vaughn. All righty. Consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are to be considered routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Any item may be removed from the consent calendar and considered separately by the City Council. The public will be given an opportunity to comment on consent calendar items prior to the City Council action. Okay. Anything to be removed? Okay.
Public.
Any public would like to remove anything? Okay. All righty. Then I'm looking for a motion.
I move this consent calendar.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Bildering,
Aye.
Councilmember Klink. Mayor Pro Tem Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Ogilvy,
Aye.
Councilmember Mintz, who will arrive soon. 401.
Okay. Now we'll move on to number 11. Thank you.
So, Madam Mayor, members of the council, the recommendation from staff on this item for the Amboy Bike Path is to approve the expenditure of the amount not to exceed $110,000 and approve the use of Type 2 bike path. Mr. Craig Stacy, our Public Works Superintendent, will discuss this item.
Good evening. I'd like to present for approval this project. It's been queued up a few times in the past, and as most of you know, varying reasons, it's been shelved. So we're ready to go on this project. We have the funding in place with ARPA funds, and I would like you all to approve it. Do you have any questions on any of the facts about it? Or would you like me to go through it? Okay. So we went for other funding sources on this project, and we were denied with close margins, and we finally had the funding, but due to COVID, we decided to wait on this project. And now that the funding's in place and we've prepared the site for the project, we want to get it approved to go forward with it. This project brings a lot to this neighborhood in specific, the fact that it connects other bike paths. So we have a bike path from Amboy Road from Adobe to Utah Trail, and from Utah Trail at the highway to Amboy. And if we connect this neighborhood, they will have access all the way to National Park with bike path, to Lucky Park, to Oasis School, 29 Palms High School, and the Marine Corps base. So it's a very big connection for this neighborhood in particular.
I got a question. Does it go down, this one goes down by the junior high and the elementary too?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we added the section from Lucky Park to the highway 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So that finished that connection all the way up to National Park.
Yeah, all right.
And this is a type 2, which it travels in both directions and it abuts the edge of the road.
Yeah.
It's separated by a line that delineates, and then it'll have all the all the markings for a bike path and the signage.
Okay.
That bridge that's on there, is there gonna be enough room in there for a bike path?
Yes.
There's enough on both
Yes.
sides? Okay.
Yeah, this project went through planning when it went for the TDA Article 3 grant and the ATP grant. So this project was completely planned previously.
And Madam Mayor, members of the council, and we're fortunate enough, Mr. Stacy and his crew are able to do this in-house. Doing it in-house saves, some resources to be able to do that as opposed to going out for bid.
Substantial savings.
Roughly, can you give us an estimate or close to how much we're saving?
Well, with the varying market, with the cost, to put it simply, an outside contractor would have prevailing wage restrictions, profit margin, so on and so forth, where we're already budgeted to do these projects through funding, so it's just the cost of material.
Okay.
So approximately, it would cost a third of what it would cost.
And just high-level numbers, and, Mr. Stacy, I don't know if you have current rates. I mean, things are changing very frequently with gas prices, but $5, if we would go out to bid on it, $5, $6 a square foot now, versus we're, mid $1, $1.50 in terms of.
One of the key factors that we're dealing with, just from allocating the materials, is our cost for transportation. So we used to spend around $93 a ton. It's $110 now. So we used to pay about $80 for the asphalt, and then the rest was transportation. Now that's gone up to $30 for transportation per ton. So that
Makes
number
sense.
was one of the ones that we struggled with. I had to get current numbers, and we're having a little bit of an issue with them bringing the material in this time frame. So that's why I hope we get approved tonight. If so, we have asphalt for tomorrow. So this project is shovel ready. It's
So hopefully
gonna be
approve it.
done. Yeah.
And just one more question, and I'm sorry for all the questioning, but how many miles of bike paths do we have in the city?
Madam Mayor, we'll bring that back. It's, we just don't have that readily available,
Okay.
but that's probably a good piece of information that we'll bring.
Travis has the total map.
I do have it. I do have all the bike paths in GIS, but we need to add what we've recently, including the one on baseline and now this, and so we'll get a total once all that's been added.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the council?
No, just ready to move forward. 'Cause I know it's a safety concern for some more states with the kids walking to school, their scooters walking on that road. So that, I know a couple years ago we brought this up. It was more about safety, the kids walking on the side of the road on the dirt. So it's not just a bike path; it's a safety thing for those kids walking to the elementary school and junior high. So let's just keep going. Let's get this over with. Get it
Okay.
done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, and any comments from the public?
Well, we've spent 2 weeks in preparation, and we have 2 pave days this week and 1 pave day next week,
So next week.
which hopefully Madam Mayor can make it out next week.
Oh, yes,
All right.
I will.
I make a motion that we approve the expenditure of an amount not to exceed $110,000 and approve the use of a type 2 bike path.
Second.
Okay.
Councilmember Bildering,
Aye.
Councilmember Klink,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Ogilvy.
Aye.
Approved 401.
Okay.
It's still a little early for 6:30 for the public hearing, so Madam Mayor, if you want to, I don't know, maybe get future agenda items, yeah.
Okay, do we have any future agenda items that the council would like to bring forth?
Yes, I do. The business assistance,
Building improvement. program.
building improvement, I want us to talk about expanding the coverage area that it has right now. Because right now it stops right here at City Hall, but there are some businesses that way that may need it. So I want
Further
us to
down
tell.
Adobe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Okay.
thank you. That's it.
Yeah, and Madam Mayor, members of the council, probably the next one we'll bring forward, the future agenda item list. I think potentially maybe, definitely sidewalks or improvements to Veterans Park, I think is going to be coming up, and we're working on talking a little bit about shopping carts is another one to kind of pick off. So we're working through this list.
Okay. And we are still waiting. Okay, we can do public comments. Okay, this is the time for the public to address the city council on issues within the jurisdiction of the city council that are not on this agenda. All comments are to be directed to the city council and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during the comments. There is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you haven't already done so, please fill out name and address slips and give them to the city clerk. The city council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing the items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items will be deferred until consideration of the item on the agenda. Nothing from the public? Okay.
Moving right along.
Moving along, what is? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a comment?
Can I ask a question about one of the future agenda items?
Yeah, please. Just so it's recorded on,
I was just wondering about the genesis for the future agenda item that, I don't know, I don't need to stand up on my heels. I'm not that sure. I don't have the agenda in front of me. There's a future agenda item that I noticed that talks about voting for mayor as opposed to current selection process. Since we have time, what's the genesis for that idea? The current selection process is it just rotates, right? Why would you change that?
I think as staff understands the request from council, currently the rotation process is based on highest amount of votes. So by way of example, if council member A received the most amount of votes, he or she would be in line for the mayor, then the next person, then the next person. However, with districting, it may not work anymore because by way of example, somebody could be unopposed who can get the most amount of votes versus somebody, maybe 3 people running for it. So it just kind of changes the dynamics.
So it's a corrective because this is a remnant from before there were districts. That makes more sense. Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome. No other comments, so then we're going to go to the city manager's update.
So I'll talk for 5 minutes to get us to 6:30. So I got a time limit here. And I'll start off with asking Mr. Clark to kind of give an update on the channel trail and the procurement.
Sure. The Amboy Road bike path is not the only one we're working on. So we'll be wrapping up all the design issues for the Channel Trail Phase 1, which runs from Adobe Road to Split Rock Avenue. We just received our permit from flood control, so that's kind of the last regulatory hurdle. We're finishing up our construction documents and specifications. One nice addition is we will include a piece of sculpture that was donated by the Simidaba Foundation, courtesy of Larry Bowden, who's kind of the manager there. And so I invited the PAC to go out and pick out a piece of sculpture, so we'll include that. So probably another month to bid, out for bid for a month, and then construction this summer.
And just a couple of other items of interest. So we are, as everybody is aware, have the grand opening this weekend for Freedom Plaza. That will be a momentous event. But, you know, from a logistical perspective, just so the council's aware, we're closing out the project. So yes, the construction side of it, outside of some punch list items, are being complete, but the project is complete. So we'll be bringing that in front of council for closeout soon. We're a little over $20 million all in the project, so very successful project. So as the council is aware, you know, with the unfortunate acts within Ukraine, we're seeing heightened awareness on cyber attacks. The city is receiving a lot of them. One of the things that, from an operational perspective, that we're dealing with is our spam filter is now turned up on high alert. So we're missing, and we're trying to be more diligent on checking our spam because it really is stopping a lot coming in, rightfully so, given the quantity of attacks. I think, gosh, I think Mr. Marshall, our IT director, kind of said, I want to say there's around like 7,000 attacks that were kind of going on versus a lot lower than that and prior. So it's part of our new reality that we're dealing with, hopefully in the short term. We are entering the third month of billing for the sewer system in Project Phoenix. So January was the first month that we started billing the businesses down there. So now we're entering the third month. So that's underway. Then finally, kind of wrap up to get to 6:30. The sewer project, the citywide sewer project, you know, working with the state. The state is recommending by next March that we do apply for 100% of the funding next year. Again, March 15th, which is next week, they will be formally approving the program. They've actually increased the amount where you can get for fully funded up to $120,000 per connection. At my our last update to the council was only 100,000, and actually they're going to increase it to 120. So their recommendation is to apply for 100% of the funding. If we get it, great, 100%. And if we don't thereafter, then we would have to react to that for council to make that decision to either, you know, look for local commitment or make decisions at that point. So next year we would be applying for 100% of that funding. And I think that gets me to 6:29. So I think my time is
real quick, talking about that spam. I don't know if you all have been getting it from Carmelette. Make sure you send that to Eli. I got it from Danny last time when he was mayor.
Yeah, so one of the things that we may have to also do with the council, we do it for staff, is you know, move towards more double authentication. You know, just and there's some training also out there that staff is, and we need to probably, I know Mac did it, and you probably had to do it at Bays. You know, there's some tips to follow and to watch out for when you get, you know, some phishing, you know.
Mac has not.
Oh, you've not done it? Oh, okay. Oh, you delete. Okay.
I would do it if we have the training available. I asked if you
Yeah.
Training.
but it was for the, you said it was for staff, right?
Well, I thought that he had sent it to all of you as well, because you said you received it.
I just kept
Del-
deleting it.
You kept on deleting it, yeah.
I'll ask him to.
Yeah, I didn't think it was for us. I thought we were just getting it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, I mean, you don't have, as council, you don't have access to all of our data files. However, you know, you still can get corrupt, you know, as your local, you know, 365 data, so, and your address book. So obviously
No,
your address book is.
That's what Joel's talking about. I've gotten 2 of them now from Carmelette saying, call me right away or email me back right away. I'm busy, and it's actually, it's fake. I'm in a meeting, so it's a fake thing. I delete it because first time I actually called her on the phone and said, hey, did I miss something? Sorry. And she says, oh no, I didn't send you anything. So now I just delete them.
Yeah, and if they ask for money, credit card information.
Truly, it is an issue because, and I know we have to move forward, but my Facebook was hacked. So I just got that straightened out, and someone's been trying to hack my Yahoo account as well from, I think, Poland and Israel. So, but anyway, are you done, Frank?
Yeah, all done. Yes, thank you.
So then we'll go on to the public hearing, adopting city council district maps pursuant of election code 21607 and 21607.1. Recommendations.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. We're going to kick this off with our city attorney, Patrick Munoz, followed by NDC and Todd Tatum. So, Mr. Munoz?
Good evening, everybody. So what you have before you this evening is the fourth public hearing on the redistricting process. We've covered all of the information we're going to talk about tonight on a number of occasions, so I'm going to be very brief. The gist of what you have before you is a presentation from NDC that will just kind of touch on all the redistricting rules again. We did include a staff report from your last meeting because it had a lot of information related to the proposal to continue to divide the base up that we thought was important as a reference point for you. With that, I'll turn it over to NDC to go through their presentation, and very happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, Todd, your PowerPoint is up and ready to go. And Todd, you're muted. Yeah, Todd, you're still muted. Call him real quick. Something's going on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Thanks, Frank. Sorry, it for some reason the go-to meeting is not. I can hear you all, but I have no picture and I can't. It won't accept the password.
Okay.
So if you just tell me where we're at, I can follow along, and I'll be brief again, since we're going over some of the same material.
Okay, so Todd, your PowerPoint's all queued up, so.
Okay. Again, this is our fourth and hopefully final public hearing. Our deadline for adoption is April 17th, 2022. Next slide, showing the redistricting rules and goals. I'll just tell you again what those categories were. They were we follow the federal laws. We follow the California criteria for cities, which are ranked in order. And we do the other traditional redistricting principles that you see before you. Next slide, please. Initial draft maps. We've got 3 maps that have been developed by NDC and 2 draft maps submitted from the public. All the maps created by NDC have the required deviation of under 10%. Public map number 1, which is the 7 districts, does not meet criteria for adoption. And public map number 2 has a deviation of 3.59%. Next slide. There is a NDC draft map 10, again a deviation of 4.64%. Next up we have draft map orange, which has a deviation of 3.30%. Draft map green, next slide. That has a deviation of 6.91%. Next slide. This shows public map number 2, which has a deviation of 3.59%. Next slide shows the original public map we got with the 7 districts. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions and any comments you might have in helping choose your preferred map.
Thank you, Todd.
Any questions from the council? questions from the public? Open. Sorry. Open the public hearing. Cindy Bernard.
So most of you know me by now, but I'm Cindy Bernard, and I am the co-author of the Public Map 2. Oh, there it is, Public Map 2. First of all, I just want to thank you guys, thank Todd and the council for considering the tan map and the orange map, because both of those maps unite Indian Cove, as well as several other neighborhoods. So we really appreciate that's happened. Of the 3 city maps, the map that we prefer is the orange map, if you're going to choose one of those, because it's the map that unites the most neighborhoods. However, of course, I'm speaking in support of Public Map 2. And the reason I'm speaking in support of Public Map 2 is that it unites the neighborhoods of Harmony Acres and Chocolate Drop, which are divided on the orange map and all the other maps as well. So what's the difference? What are the primary differences between the orange map and Public Map 2? In the orange map, as Mr. Tatum has said, the lines were determined by the locations of sitting council members when it was drawn, when the first map was drawn, and in the maps that are being submitted by the city now. So Harmony Acres is divided between districts 1 and 2. Chocolate Drop is divided between districts 2 and 3. And to make populations balance, we think, the central downtown corridor is divided along 62 between District 3 and District 4. Public Map 2, which is virtually identical in almost every way to the city's orange map. In fact, we just took the city's orange map, loaded it into the redistricting system, and adjusted it slightly to get to where we wanted to be on the map. So in Public Map 2, Harmony Acres is united in District 1. Chocolate Drop is united in District 2. And we kind of feel that downtown should be represented by someone who lives downtown. So we united the central downtown corridor with both sides of 62 here, creating a district that is mostly downtown population. And the population density allowed that. So we thought that would be a good thing to do. And it wasn't something that was really possible given the population density with am I going to have 3 minutes? This is hard to do. Okay, well, let's just leave it, but you get the point. So what would this mean for council? Council members Klink and Bilderain would both land in District 1, Councilmember Mitz would land in District 2, and District 3 becomes an open seat. And it's not our intent to displace anybody, but because 2 council members live in the same neighborhood, it's impossible to both unite the neighborhoods and, you know, keep the council districts and separate council people, and, you know, it just doesn't work. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, can I submit another chit?
No.
Well, you know, I was the author of the map and I didn't get any opportunity to present my map. I'll just say that. I hope you consider it seriously. Think of the future of the city.
Thank you. I have 2 other comments that came via email, and I'll read them into the record. Hello, I'm a voting resident of 29 Palms and request consideration of Public Map 2 during the March 8th map hearing. Can you please read my stated support for this map into the record? Adrian Jenick. Next is, please read the following into the record for tonight's hearing. We support a redistricting map that unites our neighborhoods, including Harmony Acres, Chocolate Drop. We request that the City Council select Public Map 2 as our new City Council district map. And it has Cindy Menard, Julie Glantz, Heidi and Chuck Hurd, Tinny Hood, Deb Shea, Darcy Webb Phillips, Beth Williams, Donald Zawoski, and Natalie Zuck. Any other comments from the public? Okay, close the public. Back to the council, any comments from the council?
Well, obviously, we've been considering this. Everybody's looked at everything. You know, I'll go back to the last meeting when we talked about it was the orange map. It did adjust some lines, and to me, it has the best percentage, the 3.30 of population. So I think that's, for me, I'm okay with the orange map, or the one that NDC has put together for us, who we paid.
Any other comment from the council? Looking for a motion?
No, I'll make a motion that we accept the NDC draft map orange.
Second.
Vote.
Councilmember Mintz,
Aye.
Councilmember Klink,
Aye.
Councilmember Buildering,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Ogilvy.
Aye.
Approved 5-0 for the orange map.
Excuse me, this is Patrick, and I just think to make sure we have a clear record, it'd be helpful if someone made a motion to adopt the proposed resolution. When we adopt a new map, we have to do it by resolution. So if I could encourage you to do it that way.
Thank you, Patrick.
So the motion just says approve it. We have a resolution. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, it's on here. Oh.
Need it bigger?
Yeah. Okay, I make the motion that we adopt the resolution of the City Council, I can't see it all, of 29 Palms, California, adopting a district map following the 2020 census pursuant to Elections Code sections 21607 and 21607.1. And what? I said that.
And so your motion
I did
is
the
for that
I adopted
resolution
that.
to be for the orange map, I presume, correct?
Yes, and in the resolution, in that, then it'd be the orange map that NDC put together.
And that would be resolution 2204.
And so then so a resolution 2204. And also in my motion that we approve the motion, or the resolution 2204. Does that work, Patrick? I'll make sure you get it right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Second.
Councilmember Mintz,
Aye.
Councilmember Klink,
Aye.
Councilmember Buildering,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Ogilvy.
Aye.
Approved 5-0.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Patrick.
And Patrick.
Bye, everybody.
So I think that we have done everything.
Yeah, I already did my city
All right.
manager update, so we're adjourned.
Oh, did you attend any meetings that you would like?
Well, I did had the air quality meeting on Monday, last Monday, and there is a bill up in Sacramento that we're going to be keeping an eye on. That basically, if you want to build anything like a gas station, you wouldn't be able to do it, or the rules would be so long. So we're kind of keeping an eye on that because it'd really be restrictive for any kind of growth. It's really not good. Even the air quality, all the air quality boards are kind of watching it because they're not excited about it at all either. So and we had a game tonight. That's why I was late. I apologize. And we beat Yucca Valley 11-1. So it's pretty happy about that.
And I don't think very many people would want to build a gas station anymore with prices the way they are.
Oh, well.
30 cents in one day went from $5.19 to $5.49. Unbelievable.
So.
It is. It's the sign of what we have to go through. But anyway, I am adjourning our meeting.
Seventh inning took the longest. We scored 7 runs in the 7th inning. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
I don't think I can get there by 6:30. That was my goal.